Okay.
Y'all, it's warm.
What's up, guys? Oh, that's nice.
That is
blue
nice.
And all that. They're like right up on it.
I think these are morning glories.
Pretty hot. I have no idea.
Sorry, I like some big flowers.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Anyways, today we're gonna show you guys how you can, using your existing set of wheels, see if Akebono brakes are going to fit your setup. Now we're only gonna do the front because, in my opinion, if your front's clear, then your rears are gonna clear.
Well, in fairness, the rears are smaller.
Yeah.
And
the rear, yeah.
This is a square setup. That's kind of.
Well, I don't see any point in checking the rears on most applications, because if you check the front and the front clears, you should be fine. And then if you're, you know, like, unless most people aren't running convex front faces, they're usually running concave front faces anyways. So you got to check the front, and then the rear usually is gonna. Anyways, this is a Akebono brake template from ConceptZ Performance. This isn't something that we paid for. What we did was we went on ConceptZ Performance's website. We clicked a certain link. There's a link for the front and the rear brake template. You print it out on your printer, make sure it's a 1:1 scale. And then what I did was I traced out a piece of cardboard just from like an Amazon box and cut it around the edges, and then just taped it to it just to see. So as you can see right here, this would be the center hub at 66 millimeters. 66.1 is a OEM Nissan. And then this would be the caliper right here. This is where your rotor would make contact right here. So I already have undone the lug nuts. You can grab, I'll hand this to you.
Sure.
We're gonna try, so we're running, just so you guys know, we're running 18 by 9.5 plus 35 Vordovan formed 9 wheels. They are very similar to a Work Emotion CR kite, obviously.
Otherwise known as Work CR Lies.
As Work CR Lies. And these are both, because it's a square setup, what I would equate to like a B face from Work, which is your mid concave, not your super concave. You would see a super concave face at like a 9.5 plus 22 or more aggressive. And obviously we don't have that. So
pull your wheel off.
Take your wheel off.
And actually, if you want, we could set that against the wall just so we can kind of measure it a little bit easier. If you want to set it in front of the CRZ right there.
Yeah.
We'll just roll it over there so we can make this easier so you guys can see it, and we can work a little easier. And if this drops, I'm gonna laugh. It didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna take this guy. Here you go.
So the center bore on a Vordovan is going to be 73.1 mil, so this is going to pop right in and give a ton of space, as you can see. So we're not really worried about that. What I am worried about is trying to get this piece kind of flush right here, this notch, so that I have like a good indicator of
do you
where
want
the caliper starts and stops.
You could add just like a stick to it, honestly, just like a flat, like a ruler edge. It would give you that extra length.
Yeah. Or, you know what, I can slide all the way up here on the flat spot.
Sure, that's fine too.
But I guess I want to keep it centered. Right now we are centered.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it basically in the middle of the spoke, or like the edge of the spoke.
Sure. Let's get in here.
Bro, I gotta tell you.
It's close.
I think this clears an Akebono by like a millimeter.
Which, I mean, like I said, you could get some like 3 mil spacers. It'll still clear. Because it's just barely, it's barely touching right here.
Use it to rotate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like literally, it's like a millimeter.
I mean, in fact, if you can see, this is where it's touching right here.
Yeah.
You know.
So, let's say we pull this all the way back so that there's the least clearance possible, right?
Yeah.
And then we just run it.
And then you can see the line.
You can see right there where it's rubbing.
Yeah.
Right here. That's where I figured it was going to make contact, but I got to say that's pretty damn close.
I agree.
That's something that I think a 1 or 2 millimeter spacer would solve. We actually have 3 mil hub-centric spacers, but
that'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think you have enough room for 3 mils without any real issues.
Yeah. I just don't want my wheels to poke much more than the rears.
I don't think
so I would try to get away with like a 1 mil.
3 mils.
2 mil. but
we already have them though too.
yeah, it's just then I would have to get 3 mils for the rears.
Whatever.
But
they cost what, $6? 3 mil.
This is if I were trying to make contact, and this is if I have the hub not centered.
Yeah.
If I had the hub centered, I would be here, and I actually think I would be clearing.
Yeah, it looks like it, honestly. You're clearing by a good amount actually there.
Yeah.
Let me see.
This is centered.
So we go about. Yeah, I think you're just barely gonna clear.
Wow.
So there you go. You can kind
Well,
of.
that is good to know.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, guys. So, anyways, that was a little experiment for us because I'm debating, I'm not positive, but I'm debating on whether or not to get some Akebonos for the car. We just did the front brakes not too long ago with new pads and rotors, and the fluid's pretty fresh, so I'm not like really hurting to do it. I might wait, like, you know,
well, you might.
while.
I think you find, like, if you find the right deal on them, you know, you'll pick them up.
Yeah.
And then once, you know, we get a little bit of time on these, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then we can kind of.
Yeah, that's what I might do. I might find a set and just kind of sit on them, and you know, if like for some reason I need to like move them, I can, or if we have the time, we'll throw them on, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good to know. It was cool to try that out because, you know, there's not a lot of information. Sometimes you have a set of wheels that not a lot of people have, and like you don't necessarily know if they're gonna clear Akebonos.
Well, and you don't want to like put these nice big brakes on it and then go to put your wheel on and be like, oh.
That just happened to a guy on the G Sedan Facebook group.
Oh, really?
He was like, guys, I just threw these Akebonos on and
now
my wheels don't clear.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he was like, what fits Akebonos? So like the best advice you can have is to like, and this is also something, if you guys are looking at a set of wheels and you don't have them yet and don't, you know, have a way to test them, this is good for you to bring, like if you are picking up a used set, you can bring it with you and check. But if you don't have the set yet, the best thing you can do is go on something like Fitment Industries or Custom Offsets, look at the gallery, and then figure out which guys are running Akebonos and figure out their wheel specs.
Well, and I think on the G37 in particular, it might have been the 352, the wheel specs for the front had to be pretty interesting with the offset to clear the Brembos and the Akebonos, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because you do a lot of research into
It's a minimum of 9.5 plus 22 in the fronts for Brembos usually, and it's pretty similar on these, to be honest.
Like, are about the same.
Yeah, most wheels are clearing. Most of the wheels that are clearing are a 9.5 plus 22 on these, but a 9.5 plus 22 is very aggressive, and if you want a fat sidewall on your tires, it's going to be too aggressive. People are running them, but they're running stretched tires and slamming it and doing more camber, and that's not my style. I like steak on my wheels. So yeah. So let us know what you guys thought. Let us know if you guys thought that was helpful, because
if you didn't know about this,
yeah, definitely let us know if that was helpful for you guys. And if you have any other content you'd like to see about G37 sedans or you know, G35, Q40, relatively similar, let us know in the comments down below. And if you liked the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one.
And we appreciate you guys.
And the G and that and
this
that
and that
and this and that and that.